Welcome back to Doug Badger Radio. We end our conversation here each week with a segment we call Right On, where the house band brings us in and brings us out of the segment by saying, may your strength bring us strength, may your hope bring us hope, may your faith bring us faith, may your love bring us love. And if I could sing, I would sing that song. That's what I would do. So we come up with a Right On, and the Right On today goes out to a fella named Noah Smith. I don't know Noah Smith, and I feel like I'm at a loss for that. I feel like Noah Smith should be on this radio program.
Sure.
And I think we're gonna do what we can to get Noah Smith. I didn't know of Noah Smith until yesterday midday, where I would have looked him up and tried to drag him onto the show. But he gets to Right On anyway.
Yeah.
Here's why. He is 102 years old. 102. This guy. I mean, he's gonna be 103 on January 18th or something. He's got a big birthday coming. Maybe we should have him in on his birthday day. He's got a big birthday coming, and he's still preaching. He's a preacher.
Yeah.
At 102 years old. Now he didn't. Part of the reason I bring that up is because I thought, God, this guy's been doing it. He's 102. I barely make it into my mid 40s as a preacher without getting a little tired of myself. Well, as it turns out, he didn't start fully into ministry until he was 49.
He's a latecomer.
He was a latecomer. Started when he was 49. And he still put in 50 good solid years.
Yeah.
That's just unfair. So the guy gets the Right On because at 102, he gets dressed every day in a suit because he just might have to preach. Mm-hmm. I mean, how do you like this guy?
Yep.
He's at the Winan AME Church, which is a traditional African-American Episcopal church in North Minneapolis. And this guy is fantastic in my mind. He's a bit of a Renaissance man, as it turns out. He draws and paints and plays the drums and gives drum lessons. 102, and he's preaching. He has no plans to stop working anytime soon.
Wow.
And I thought anybody that's 102 and still doing it and still bringing it, and gets up and does a sermon, he's going to be preaching over there at the church next week, and doesn't get to preach every week, because there's some young whippersnapper in his 70s that still feels like he's building a career.
Yeah.
But here's a guy 102 years old who in the second half of his life endeavored into something great. So the reason he gets the Right On is because when you hit that point in your life, you're in your mid-40s, and that's 50 years ago. Like, this is like what's 50 years ago from now? 1970?
Yeah.
Is that right?
No, I was totally...
Are you doing the math? 1960?
No.
61.
1961. Thank you. 50. Hey, don't ask us to help you on your simple math. Only your complex algebra and geometry, and then we're your people. So here it is, 1961. He's already 50 years old, and he's like, I think I want to endeavor in another career. Didn't know he would get 50 years out of it. He's going to get 50 plus years out of doing this. I think that's fantastic.
What's the quote about the young people?
Okay, yeah. So there's a little quote in the Star Tribune newspaper that tells the story. And by the way, we're going to have on the religion editor from the Star Tribune newspaper on the program soon. He keeps ministering primarily because he wants to share Jesus' message with young people. Which, when you're 102, young people can be. You could be over at the old folks' home and still helping out the young people.
Yeah.
But in his particular case, he says, you'll always have teenagers and young people who need to be introduced to the spiritual dimension of life. This is a great line from him. I just want to have an opportunity to try to talk to them personally and not only preach to them. I want to be able to talk to him. I want to get to know him. Yeah. Gets up every day because maybe there's some teenager that needs to talk to a 102-year-old man. That, right on. How fantastic is that? Yeah. That is just as good as it gets. He's ranking right up there in my world with Bob Barker.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think Bob Barker is my hero because as somebody in their mid-40s, Bob Barker didn't start hosting The Price is Right until I think he was 42 or 43. Oh. I feel like I've known a Bob Barker my entire life.
Yeah.
But he didn't start that until he was my age. Like, there's still a chance for people like us, new guy and sidekick. Yeah. We're not done yet. No. We're not done yet. We might live 50 more years. We got a whole life in front of us. We're this Noah Smith tells us we're not done yet. So come on down. Come on down.
It'll take a lot of seaweed to stick around that.
Well, they asked him, what's your secret? Like, I don't have a secret. I wake up every day. Like, I don't know. It's not like I'm plotting and scheming to stay alive to 102. He married his wife when they were both in their 70s. Yeah. She's probably, well, he was in the 70s. I think she was a bit younger than that. He goes on to say this. There was one time, though, when he was working as a shoe shine parlor in Marion, and members of the Ku Klux Klan were marching outside. Like, this guy's had a full enough life. Like, the last 100 years has all been, like, in his memory. The Ku Klux Klan were marching outside. He was working at the shoe shine parlor. And he says, I looked out and saw the shoes of some of the fellows on horses, and I knew who they were. So when one of them came into the shoe parlor later, he said, I asked him, hey, Mr. So-and-so, weren't you at the Klan parade? He said, no. He said, well, I saw your shoes out there and thought it was you. Maybe I was wrong. He said, I love doing stuff like that. I think I've been pranking Klans members. What a life. This guy is fantastic. So he marries his wife. She came over to St. Peter's AME Church after her first husband died. And at the time, he had recently lost his wife. And she goes on to say, his wife, that is, goes on to say, he told me that he had decided that he wanted to marry me. And I told him that I wasn't going to marry anyone shorter than me. To which his response was, I told her that jewelry stores don't sell jewelry in great big boxes. He's like, I'm a precious jewel. Yeah. I come in a small little box.
Right.
So he's a small little man. I think it's fantastic. He's doing it at 102 years old, which tells all the rest of us that on this new year, when people might be thinking, you know what, I'm all done. I'm in a midlife crisis. Well, if midlife means you got another 50 or 60 years in front of you, or if you're in your 70s and you got another 30 years, I don't know. I know not everyone's going to live that long, and seeing the three of us, we're probably not among that ranks, but we want to believe that it's possible anyway, that it just could be the case. So Noah Smith from Doug Pagitt Radio, an invitation to come on this program, and the Right On, the first Right On of 2011. Who would have thought that a guy born in 1908 would be getting the Right On for something he did yesterday?
Yeah.
January 2nd, 2011. May your strength bring us strength, Noah, and may your love bring us love, may your faith bring us faith, and may your hope bring us hope. And for all of you who are out there and feel like at the start of this new year, that you need a little strength and a little faith and a little hope and a little love, know that it's there for you, that God's on your side, that in 2011, God's not against you. God is for you. There's nothing you need to do to conjure up the care, the affection, and the goodness of God. There's no upgrade needed. Live the life that God has for you. God's on your side this year, next year, and all the years to come. So Noah Smith and to all the rest of us, we're going to get up today, get up tomorrow, and go do that thing that we do because we think that God's up to something in this world. May your faith bring us strength. May your hope bring us hope. May your love bring us love. Doug Pagitt Radio. Next week, noon till 2, slotting in at the new time. We'll talk with you then.